We're sent by the others. We're going to move down in the halls of the flames. Let's collect Alphino and be on our way. Flames of Lawrence. Let's go. Let's go. Where? Oh, here. I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say, Telephoroi have other plans. The planet is already under siege. The Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarpin at their head. Given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain about the Sultanate would respond. It's good to hear that Ulda has not abandoned Yamaja. Abandoned them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Grace. Marshal Turpin had made provisions for such exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Whereas Ulda alone in this resolve, the other alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Paltan. Even our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested. We waste not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Time it's his children. We may victories by no means assured, but not all of the omens are regret. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Almaja show any signs of tampering. What Primal would turn down a chance to claim neutral laws? Unless it is incapable of doing so, Primals are not wont to serve a master, ashen or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in form or fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight it. Warriors out there wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. By that it may be, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculable, powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle the best through mere force of arms. The science, however, I believe they will fare better, assuming that if you are ready to take the field. Your ship awaits you to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. Shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next time we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Therefore, when I'm inclined to do as her grace requests, lest we forget our involvement forge all our prerogative or his credence. The sooner we save the day, the better our chances. Indeed, to the airship then. Greetings, we've been expecting you. I said word we shall depart to the Palgaton at once. Palgaton now accessible. Is that a dungeon? Well, that is a dungeon. Alright, let's join it then. Well, that was quick. The music here is pretty dope. blue circles, okay. Oh, these are the lightning rods? These posts there? Okay. I was supposed to get out of it. Yeah, I did not know I had to get out of the circle. Like, what? Now I know. What is this? Balls? That's how it works. Very cool mechanic.
What took you so long? The Amounts are in trouble. Let's split up. Oh, no, you don't.
figured that. Makes sense. Missiles that come from left to right side. Okay, so there's missiles on the right side, left to right.
Antal an in Eistor. Antal afa. Snalosk en. Ash an. Dran mira.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well. Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Guardians who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Van Daniel. We have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and all known as cause to celebrate. So very well, when we have received word of Arnwall's safe return. Well, with the cutscene we just saw, I don't think they're gonna make it out. Sitting around worrying is not going to help matters come. We must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. That I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I hear urgent news from the frontistery. Grace, whatever is the matter? Our troops withdrew from Pelaginum. They came upon the 2 scouts sent to nearby towers. I yet to hear a full account. Since one of them, your friend, I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, your grace. Can you tell us aught of Arnwall's condition, your grace? Is a wounded scout? Not, save that it is grave. The charges tend to him even as we speak. For me, must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get on the foot. Jin, would you mind going after Elfino? He may still need some support for someone other than me. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see to the relevant people know that what took place in Paltran. Come on, then. Everyone come to see the lad in Silrammer. Mr. Dillimon is attending to him as we speak. Be so kind as to wait. What did Master Dillimon say? Tell me his exact words. For me, when we said our farewells to Arnwall, I was afraid that something like this might happen. Now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have... Could have what?
Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better, and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
True. There's nothing more I can do here. Come, let's join the others. Sounds haven't dawned to join her in the fragment chamber. Comments have arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, He will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that, you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
"'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak. Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Right then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. That includes you off now. Arundel is in good hands here. Of course, you would doubtless mock me for pacing public fury. Let's retire then. We might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. In agreement, I shall let Kyle know how to expect us. Yeah, hearty meal, yeah. Need to go eat some things. It'll be good to be home. I have something to do. Ask him. I'll try and ask him. Thank you. I shall look forward to it. Carmel's eager way to return. Corral and Petra has a few matters she's keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian. Believe it or not, you will join us, won't you? Fine. Really, I thought you said you were avoiding the Blade's young weapon. Well, this young weapon. Woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Makes sense. Let's get this over with, shall we?
First, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
It is possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly? When Elidibus sought to make warriors of light. That was the voice which calls constantly, to all who might hear it. I spoke of direct communication, when Hydaelyn communed solely with you. A far rarer occurrence.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Rean. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, Admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord! We have only to wait for them to quicken! Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
It looks like I'm going to have busy few meals. Not that they never seem to be anything, but you guys got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm. Which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do, but when it comes to putting down Primus, nobody does that better than this. Well then, you're not. I heard that you don't catch me trading blows with Primal in your future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless means to arrange. Which is where I come in. I'm glad to remind you it's the least I can do to support Scions. Risk life in them, that poor Ironfold. If there's something we could do, we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back in complete shambles, now would it? You're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest if you came hoping for tidings from Kyle. I'm afraid we're still waiting, but we do have some odd scraps of your news to share. Cactuar says, lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks to the soul of Paul Tahari, Boulder, and the others. Meanwhile, the talks of the Beast Tribes are going even better than expected. Gridman holds its progress with Almaja. Gridania has opened negotiations with the XIV, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging. With the Teloffer is still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. We were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments, discuss which measures might be taken to combat the Teloffer. Concert with our new allies, the Beast Tribes have also been invited. There's a hope that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. The Alliance would bring all of the Beast Tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan given the legacy of negotiation would be happy to expedite one, considering the threat we face. Indeed, my lady. And for their part, I am told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend if the Scions too are present. All of Eorzea will be represented. Arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, but not only diplomatically, but practically. We inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for our amigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer with Aether. With all haste, look forward to receive you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I mean, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I think we've all played our part in the Lugger, don't you? Present may rightly claim a seat. I do quite agree. But you leave. I shall remain here. Alright. Not coming either. Emmerich will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well then. Well, those with a mind to hold. To get on holding it. Suggest the rest of us make for our amigo, shall we? I've been expecting you. While some guests have yet to arrive, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I join you?
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome. I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus.
Yeah, I guess he does express his passion thus.
A little tricky without deals, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, The Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the Scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
But that's the name I...
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Forgive me, I speak my mind. Again, by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot on those shores. And I was heartened as anyone to see the people of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come of the sacrifice. That would be made lives lost, inevitabilities will struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. Formation of Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step, the first of many. Many more, and many more. Others here, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alpha's assistance in the matter involving Gridania's neighbor, the Sylphs. You and yours have long kept a wider eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash-Crowned Consortium. Through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but with many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we may make our use of the Sylphs' established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. There remain certain practical differences between a trade concerned and a grand company. The Sylphs are to perform their tasks effectively, or the council of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. The armed force found out the Sylphs in Gold Mine, no less. Crystal Waves, yes, forgive me, Mr. Below. I know it was a painful chapter you read, but this experience may yet be made to serve the realm. Who applauded the course for the Crystal Waves was stretched far beyond the writer's initial conception, one intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intend to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. The plans all came for naught, but upon a frail foundation of lofty ideas, the order was doomed from the first to collapse under a wave of more worldly interest. I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. May I ask too much of you? May I ask too much of you? Not at all. You may count upon my assistance. For what little is worth, by your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Brace. You have my gratitude and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. If your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt that our fellowship shall emerge from the false shadow of Talafro and flourish. Till next we meet, friends. As if you won't have to ask. Thank you. As someone who witnessed the Order's rise, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you to reply to candidates the opinions of your former comrades. It will be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. They may have Greyha can lead a hand as well. I shall accompany Tancred. Back to the rising stones between us. I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account. I should be glad of your company, Greyha. I shall explain the details on the way. So what's the plan? What of mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report proposes is large written. Not long after the fateful day Nolda, I penned a detailed account of the organization history from the events that led to its deception. So probably as a means to taking some semblance of responsibility, never did I imagine that it might later be referred to those by seeking to form a similar organization. I have every attempt to be objective. The account was mine alone. Its events viewed from my singular perspective for it to be of use. However, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all individuals involved. Only then can I answer what seems to be the crucial question, namely why. The results demanded that some members choose to remain with us while others did not. I think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new crown company together. That his knowledge might help us to prevent from falling apart when those bonds are newly tested. And I hope he answered the question I would ask are uncomfortable to some, as the former commander of Crystal Braves taught that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. And great and I will just have to try. So you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. I should not have cared, however. To my former comrades are questionable characters. Just keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. Look what it is. Brings you two here. Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? You're speaking. You have been assigned a task, you see, for which I required assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the science, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. From my negligence, I was captured along with many others. We were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. In spite of everything that happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but to try to repay it? The thing is, that's what. And as for my own tale, well, I always felt the Scions have something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed. And I still strive to live it to this day. But as time's gone, I've learned that strife comes in many shapes and sizes. From Hoary Boulder to Mistress Tataru, all gods has something to offer. Not one of us is doing it for personal gain, because we believe there's more important things than that. Things worth protecting. Which is what being a Scion is all about. I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me, Pedros, could you? Sir Thompson Crystal Braves. Why do you think a Crystal Brave ended in failure? Its founding ideals were something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swamp who signed up with good intention, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I will never forgive Ilberd, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks to in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it all for the wrong reasons, eh? One takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. But like the Scions, we might look like a ragtag of band of misfits, but deep down we've all got a shared sense of purpose. Why? Because the terror shifted all the glory. Because the terror shifted out all the glory. Yeah, it's Tataru takes all the glory. Oh yeah, Tataru shifted all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. Yep. See, so while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strength, we're all united in a purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. I think we'd be taking off our recruits down there. There's less life-affirming testimonies await us. Let's make our way to Gradient and hear what the others have to learn. Terror, ever dependable intelligence. We managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Elfino's son. Their comments were harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital than the report. I seek the unvarnished truth. Okay, I will set about abiding your findings to my own at once. Meantime, pray go on ahead of the little souls and seek out Elder Frixio. I will join you anon. After done the report, I'll join the others in the little souls. I shouldn't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the souls can be. Welcome, brave one, friends of everyone. How good it is to see walking once again so soon after the meeting. It's been a while since I spoke. Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? Oh no, it is true that these ones was delighted in making walking ones dance, but no more. One Kennedy said the walking ones should become the little swans. Imperial ones also invaded Selflands and abducted many of these ones. These ones will be glad to bear messages between friendly ones. That's heartening to hear, Elder. I will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telophoroi. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. The advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one. Quite in a hurry, it seems. Oh yeah, that's off now. I'll say, you must come quickly. What's the matter, Elfino? Don't tell me you couldn't read my handwriting. No, a twin adder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlian has sent an envoy who is due to arrive in Gradania at any moment. Charlian? An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the firm? We shall know soon enough, but there's more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seed, sir. Really, I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically, wait, it isn't who I think it is? It is. I could scarce believe it. When I inquired as to the envoy's identity, I was told it was one Fortuno Lavaya. Your father? Well, now the fact that a serving member of the firm had journeyed here would be surprise enough, but him? Quite I gleam on this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but with him, not the one of the other 98 firm members, unless he volunteered for it. It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet him after so long, even if it is secure to his true purpose here. I refuse to so though I want to cut our visit short, we must return to Grania. Pray accept my apologies along with my report. Never mind, there will be no time to talk. There will be time to talk later. Just one won't keep walking once from more urgent matters go. The audience will be held at a lotus stand where they'll do seats here awaits, even now. Let us be on our way. Come, Mario of Light. The elder seats here and your friends are waiting within. Friends, I thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunate's visit took us right by surprise when the Alliance granted Mr. Corelli permission to request Charlian's aid. We did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover.
Elder Eorzea, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Lavaya, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisois, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the Primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life. Who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald. One in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves. But if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not with them, it is indolence.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alisaie, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What?
Father! How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait!
Don't bother, Alisaie!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
I'm not surprised at all. That's what he came here to say. That we're all fools for having the eternity to defend ourselves against Telefroy. And as for the rest, like it or not, it was the Forum's decision to watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Potter was but a messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To prolong the discussion would have changed a little, for it is not only Master Fortufon who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Your decision was made ere your father crossed it, before your father even crossed the sea. What is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telefroy without their aid. Forgive me, but if you have no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel as they were wont to do? Says merchant, Master fortunately not arrived yet. Bad news. Then it isn't a fear my efforts were in vain. Plead our case to as many firm members as could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. Well, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word. That exception was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? That might go some way to explain Master Fortuno's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, and dismissed it as pride. What if they truly believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telefroy as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of it. Here's my prediction. My prediction is that the Sharlians are in colleagues of the Ashians. My prediction is that the Sharlian leaders are basically in cahoots with the Ashians. That's my prediction. That the Sharlian leaders are in cahoots with the Ashians. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintance we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you to join me here when the time is right. Yeah, I would not be surprised if the leaders of Sharlion are in cahoots with the Ashians. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if it's an Ashian that basically rules Sharlion. That's in the forum. So you shall, but under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything's in order. Look after yourself in the meantime, won't you? Especially gave me cause to hope, yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. It's possible Sharlans hide some secret truth from us. There will be no certainty that exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. So for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. Realm has refused our request to aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Telefroy. Even if all Eorzea is standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Charlotte intend to do if we fail? What if they are in cahoots with the Ashians, and Van Daniel is not going to touch Sharlion? Because Van Daniel is probably in cahoots with the leaders of Sharlion. What if that is what is happening? And someone is determined not to let Sequoia Sean's rejection distract her from the task at hand. challenge stance is indeed disappointing. We cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the firm's response of my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, would ask the silence. Grave tidings, walking ones. Grave tidings. What's happening? Calm yourself, Judge. What has occurred? These ones who went to see Fetter ones, terrible news, destroying ones have appeared in Sylphatal. Trying ones capture ones, even frightening godly ones. Fetter ones didn't stand a chance. Is it too late to help them? But yes, much late, but likely destroying ones who were only passing through and continued on west. Fetter ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West, that would be courteous. And Devious Gardens report that the Tellerful have emerged from the eastern highlands of Curious and are marching at speed. Though the purpose has yet to be determined at the Cardinal Flats, it would seem they are most likely destination. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time has come for Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy we do not have time to stew upon misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste for Karshnell. Wait, this one's almost forgot. Destroying ones were said to be led by cackling roadborn. This one must see that all walking ones know very well. So you're saying that Fan Daniel's probably there? Fan Daniel? Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. We shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cardinal. Please see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady, let us away. Seeing Forjola here has come on the great angel to find us. I'll explain the solution, but she insists her business is urgent. It would be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Arenvald is fine, I guess. Oh, is he in a wheelchair or something? Are you okay, Arenvald?
Arenvald! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
He's in a wheelchair. Yep.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alphino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
You'll care the dreams of many, just as much as we care the dreams of you.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
Ooh, is there gonna be a duty here? Okay, this is the duty light. There's gonna be a battle, isn't it? You can tell me later what it was all about judging the set of Alphinaud's jaw. Appears to have done him some good. Tancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communication officer, Almalja and Kobold forces are also bound for the Cartano as we speak. Oh yeah, we're heading to Cartano. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo. We must do the same by saving as many of their tampered kit as possible. Anyway, the airship's ready to depart. We should get going. Upon joining the Battle of Cartano, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you... Yeah, I'm ready. This is going to be the Shadowbringers ending, isn't it? I wonder how hard the battle is going to be. Yeah, there's going to be a battle. Yeah. I'm ready for the battle. Final battle of Shadowbringers. Let's go.
My fellow Scions, as I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Sharlayan, nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design. And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphinaud?
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
God be good, Alphinaud. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the Tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
Oh yeah, this is the PvP map. It's been a while since I did the PvP map.
Prepare yourself!
Oh, I'm playing as Odyssey. Okay. That's my ability.
Allow me.
Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
You see that? Glyph, yes. How worried should we be? Well, judge for yourself, though I can see HL currents, lateral examples that flow from the heart of Cardinal. Now that I am here, things have become clear. Flats consolidate their confluence like the pillars of Aslan's step, but greater in scale, far greater. Lifts that Fandela has conjured reach into its very midst. I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction with potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resulting disruption to flow of Aether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. That would go so far as coming to us a little surprise. We must needs protect the conflicts at all costs.
Turn!
May the 12 guide you.
Protect. defense!
Play as Grey Hat TF in this one. Oh, he's basically like a white mage kind of. Yeah. Red spell casting units. Thunder activity for all lower enemies. Thunder, Blizzard, and Power combo. Okay.
finished!
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you. Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
Glory be to Garlemald.
How fare the Tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
Do not hang your head so, brave scions. Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
I should have been quicker, but I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right?
One battle at a time, we'll get there.
That
Agreed.
we will!
That's a mysterious moon over there. I wonder, what is that moon for? Shadowbringers was epic. Shadowbringers was just pure epic. Pure epic. Pure darkness. Pure shadow. Pure Shadowbringer. Shadowbringer was just amazing. Also, I like the near raids. The near raids. I like the near raids on 2B. That was probably the best part of Shadowbringers, were the near alliance raids. The near alliance raids was the best part of Shadowbringers, but everything was amazing on Shadowbringers. Yeah, Shadowbringers is definitely the best expansion, that's for sure. Best expansion is definitely Shadowbringers. I wonder how good Endwalker is going to be. We'll see. Maybe Endwalker is going to be even better. We'll see what Endwalker brings, right? Next time we'll be doing Endwalker, obviously, because we just finished Shadowbringers. All these art of the Scions. This is just all the art is pretty good. Their new outfits were awesome too. Oh yeah, Greyhead Tia is now part of the Scions. Remember, you have to remember that Greyhead Tia is now part of the Scions. I almost forgot. Alright, Bert. Alright, Death Unto Dawn, let's watch the ending. This is the final part of the ending of Shadowbringers. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the pride of each Guardian fleet. Mr. Worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. You have thought of everything, Lord Emmerich, and may I say how much I appreciate the hospitality you offered us on the way home? Think nothing of it, our destination lay in the same direction. It had afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since last he took his leave. It would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. I merely grew weary of wandering the Far East. Retain no more serious matters while the Talafroi has been driven from Cartel, just like the bulk of their forces yet remain. On the evidence of the Grand Company of Eorzea's first joint military operation, however, I'm confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. While our forces keep the Talafroi at bay, I would ask that you apply your talent to the task of neutralizing the towers. A sensible division of labor. While the towers remain, so too will the tread of the lunar primals. Given our expertise in the field of meteorology, we are better qualified to find a solution. That we are, especially should it happen to lie beyond the Alliance's dominion. There's a time and place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are wont to hide where only enterprising individuals may venture. I cannot agree more. There are more better suited to this task, nor any upon whom I would rather rely. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you are able to uncover. With that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of my assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Confess, I have hoped to be able to study the towers more closely, vital as they plainly are to the Talafroi's plans. If we discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it's all but certain that the Talafroi will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits at the heart of chaos will come for us, for you. And in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity and alchemists, the final days themselves. That's alright, we need a plan and not portents. As Tancred so they can point out, we are in a position to seek information from all manner of places, not least. Charlian. According to Crown, the Forum has been more secretive than ever late. While this may be related to the appearance of Talafroi, it is a matter of speculation. One thing is clear, the Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Fortunal informed us that the low stand was enough to convince me that. The matter beareth further investigation, I do heartily concur. Nor do I think of a more promising place to look for answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Charlene has ever been the wellspring of meteorological knowledge. I care not where we go, here or there, my lance will be ready. Are we gonna go at war with Charlian? Is that what's gonna happen? What of you? Might you be persuaded to join us? Plot course for Charlene. If it means I can have a word of fortune on, now I'm out of bookworms. I have no other choice. Plot course for Charlene. Here, it's time we laid bare the tale off of his darker designs. It appears we are in agreement. We have but to wait for Crown to secure necessary permissions. In the meantime, there's a matter I would investigate. Does it involve the tall structures? But by strange terms it does. At present, I have only a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I will soon find out whether my fears are warranted. Shush. Learn them out, shush. Is there a cutscene? Or is that the end? Oh, there is a cutscene. Meanwhile, in the Garland capital. Ooh. Xenos has become the Reaper. Okay.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch. Though I suppose you knew that already. My plan to redirect the Aether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure. Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach.
The gateway of gods? What the heck is he doing?
The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire!
Who are you talking to?
To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
Is he talking to someone?
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor. And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
As I thought, the ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically. Far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
the towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Darkness comes. And with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
Everything all right back there?
Solemn Dom grim purposes shines, and gaze cast toward moonlit sky. So does our final curtain rise, your steps to guide what end betides. Under the darkened moon. Well, next time on FF14 we will be starting Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. We'll see where Final Fantasy Endwalker takes us next time on FF14.